Hi everyone! It's our final lesson on Vibrance, where I'll guide you on how to design a variety of different graphics. Along the way, I'll also share with you some tips and tricks I use that may inspire you. So let's spin the wheel to see which example we get from this random list I came up with. First, starting with a young boy's birthday invite. I use Canva's preset size for the cards and say the boy's name is Caleb and he's turning 10. This is the color palette and font I have chosen. My first tip is to use a thin frame or border. Sometimes the canvas looks too empty on the outside. It instantly ties the elements together and looks more professional. Avoid making the border too thick or it'll fight for attention with the title. Let's spin the wheel again. A business card should be minimalist and concise. If there's too much information on it, people won't bother trying to read through the whole thing. Usually it consists of your name or business, phone number, location, and hours. My second tip is to use dark gray in place of black and off-white or beige in place of white. Sometimes it can look too harsh and serious if you use pure whites and blacks. Looks like a fun cookie recipe is next. This one will need a photo and definitely some color and a playful font. My third tip is to add a block behind the subtitles or headings. It's just an easy way to make it stand out. And the simplest method I use is to select the same color for the rectangle and then lower the transparency. Instagram sale poster is next. Let's say you're advertising a sale for a clothing department store called Luxury Threads. Since it's high-end, we immediately think of our black and white palette, as well as sans serif fonts and lots of negative space. My fourth tip is to be creative with how you want the title to stand out. I'll show you a few ideas. The first is to make a shadow by duplicating the text and changing the opacity, then layering it. Or try using another color to make it pop. The second idea is to layer the text with the outline. Canva has a new feature for this and it looks like this. Yet another idea is to underline the text, allowing emphasis on the separate lines. Or try adding a block of neutral color, but only move it halfway. It looks really clean and suitable for this aesthetic due to the use of sharp lines. Lastly, add a border around the title to give it emphasis. Next, let's tackle a hiring poster for a fast food company. Lots of color will be used, as well as a photo of smiling crew members. The title, "We're Hiring," must be super bold, big, and eye-catching. My hint here, which you may recall from my third lesson, is to layer a dark square and lower its opacity to make the text pop in front of the photo. Then we'll look at school presentation slide. I'll head to Google Slides for this, as I'm assuming that's what most of you use. Here's an example from a recent Google Slides I made for my Theory of Knowledge course. If you're curious, I made this white shadow by duplicating the PNG graphic, increasing brightness to 100%, then layering it behind. My tip here is to insert GIFs. Presentations are often boring, but from my experience, adding animated graphics make people pay attention. Here I have too many words, so don't follow it. Keep it short and concise. Alright, last but not least, for the coronavirus awareness poster, my final tip is to simply cheat and use Canva's preset ones, because I noticed they have a lot and they tend to be very professional and well made. Notice how most of them have attention-grabbing colors, which tend to have high saturation. They've also paired complementary colors, or close complementary colors, that really make the elements stand out. I love this poster about reducing stress. Even though it uses yellow and purple, which are opposite on the color wheel, they chose to use a muted tone, which gives off a lot more relaxing vibes, fitting in with the message they wanted to portray. We've gone through all the examples in the wheel, so that concludes the course for Vibrance. I'm so glad you've stuck with me till the end. But most of all, I'm proud of you for taking the time to improve and grow in this amazing skill. I want you to create a square graphic with your favorite uplifting quote on it. Here's my example. Once you're done, email it to me through my email address in the description below, and I'll provide some feedback as well as some well-deserved compliments. So with that out of the way, again, I can't thank you enough for joining me during these difficult times. Remember that we'll make it through together, so stay strong and never stop growing. Bye!